Good morning and welcome back to the channel. And it's blowing a gale this morning. I'm probably an hour and a half late. I looked at the weather forecast and I thought it's not going to be pretty, and I was pretty well on the money. It's blowing a gale around the corner. There is a little bit of protection here, but I might go and have a look at spot B to see if that's any better. I very much doubt it, but yeah, today might be a lay day for the surf, and actually I don't think it'll be a bad thing. After yesterday, I had a massive day yesterday, metal detecting and surfing, and yeah, it won't hurt to have a day off, and might make a video on something else. Well, here we are at spot B, and the wind's into it just as badly here. Really, it's not. This is probably the most protected spot. There's a 3 or 4 different desperate characters out down the beach, but I can't see myself going out in that. So it'll be plan B or C this morning. If we can get that in frame. And here we have my 4 boards. On the right we have the 8.2 McCoy. That's epoxy board. That's 87 litres. That's 8'2". Next to that we've got the most familiar board. This is the one I've ridden most on the channel. This is the 7.6, and that's 65 litres. In fact, if you go on my channel and type in the search bar at the top on my channel and put in one video is called Redemption and the other video is called Best Wave Ever, check those 2 out. That's where I'm right. I get a couple of really nice waves on this board. The next one is my newest acquisition, which is the Machado Seaside and Beyond, which is 52.2 litres in the TimberTech finish, which is supposedly very strong. And lastly, the Seaside, the 6-foot Seaside, which has been a bit problematic. I just haven't had the waves to really get this thing going. I can't wait for autumn and winter, or preferably autumn, because the water's still warm, when we get some nice offshore winds and some good 2 to 3 foot steep little waves to get this thing up and running. I'm still going to attempt to ride it, but at the moment I'm just going to concentrate on the Seaside. Ultimately I just want to be able to take out any of these boards depending on the conditions and be able to swap from one to the other, and I find that very difficult at my skill level to swap from one board to the other. Even jumping on the McCoy there, when I went out, I don't know if you saw my video where I attempted to paddle out to an island and get onto an island. First time I'd been on that for, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks, and I've ridden that board so much, and it felt really strange to paddle. I was all over the place just paddling it. So yeah, ultimately I'd like to be able to jump from one board to the other depending on how big it is. Yeah, that's my 4 boards. I thought I'd just share that with you. Now I've just turned the boards over. Now I neglected to mention the Seaside and Beyond is 7'2". I mentioned the length of the others, but I didn't mention the length on that one. As you can see, this one's got the traditional thruster setup, as has the other McCoy, and the other 2 are quad fins. So, and they're very expensive fins. And I'd also like to add to, and I can't remember, because this one's got FCS fins. There's one lovely person on my channel who told me to get the grub screws to put in those FCS fins because they fall out. I have done that. I don't know if you can see, possibly not. You can see the grub screw I've got in the very back there. I've done that on all 4 fins to make sure they don't fall out, because it's $200 a set. $230 I think they were for the future fins. It's a lot of money to waste, and if you lose one fin, you basically got I'm imagining you'd still have to buy the whole lot. You'd have to buy another set, so that's a pretty expensive proposition to do. Yeah, so those are my 4 boards, the quiver, if you will, and yeah, hopefully you'll be seeing all 4 of them on the channel very soon. And these are my head mounts that I use. This is the first one. This is the original. This is just a standard $20 GoPro head mount with a, as you can see, just a piece of cord or a bootlace to loop around the chin underneath, and it's got two, as you can, I think you'll agree, highly attractive tethers that go around my neck. That's what holds it on. That works really well. I haven't lost, you know, with two tethers I haven't lost it. I've lost a GoPro with one tether, but not with two. The only problem with this one is there's no protection from the sun for the top of my follically challenged head, and if the wave comes down from the top, it takes it drives the camera over your face and takes the skin off your nose, which is rather painful. Not to mention blood in the water isn't exactly a really bright idea. And similarly, if you try and duck dive, or you try and hang onto your board and just leave the camera to its own devices, it'll get ripped off your head. It'll swing around on the tether in the white water and then hit you in the face or the eye, or I've had a blood nose, a black eye from that. So yeah, it's a little bit problematic, but yeah, it allows you to have your hands free. It's easy to operate the camera, and of course you can talk. You know, I like to talk, as you might have noticed when I'm out in the water. So yeah, that's the original. Moving on to hat cam. As you can see, this stylish creation, using only the very highest of quality materials, as you can see. Once again, we've got the strap coming underneath. It's just a standard GoPro head mount tied on. I've just bound it on. I've just poked holes in it through the head mount and through the cap to bind it, to hold it on. It works really well. Once again, you can't duck dive this because the flap at the front, the visor, catches the water and rips it off your head. And similarly, you've got to have to bail when you let go of your board. Most of the time I'm out by myself or with very few people around. I'm spatially aware, so it hasn't been a drama. But I need both hands to hang on to this, because these GoPros, although they're only small, they've got a bit of weight to them, and if they hit you in the face, you know, they do some damage. And not to mention, this is a GoPro 8, and it's the only model they make that doesn't have the replaceable front screen, the lens on the front. It's part of the camera. All the other ones, you can replace it. It's detachable. This one isn't. So if you crack that, I've already got a couple of dings in it from the board hitting the board. So if you crack that, it's game over. You're up for a new camera. So yeah, I'd like to update to the GoPro 9. I'd like to have two, really. One as a backup, and I'd like to put some, like Gives the Minute channel. I don't know if you've seen him. He's got the beach cam, he's got a mouth cam, and he's got one on the front of his board as well. And with the GoPro 9, you do some sort of camera lens mod on it, and it's a wider angle lens, so it looks like it's further away, so you're not right up. It's not right up in your face. So now I try on my channel to keep my buff head out of things as much as possible. But I might try this just as an experiment, just to see, you know, how much I like it, and yeah, if it's a viable sort of proposition. So if you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe and hit the notification button. And above all, please comment. I've had some of the best, some most lovely comments. I've made some really good friends on this channel. It's just been brilliant. So yeah, please just keep the comments coming. Advice, tips, things that you think I can improve on, you know, which are myriad, I know that, but yeah, it's all welcome. So until next time, I'll catch you later.